Facts about gorillas. Despite their formidable appearance, they all feed exclusively on plant foods. Since leaves are not very caloric, an adult gorilla needs 25 to 30 kilograms of food each day. These animals do not often drink water, since the vegetation they eat contains enough moisture. The stereotypical gorilla beating its chest before attacking is true. The males of these animals really do this to intimidate their opponents. In the wild, gorillas live only in Africa. Interesting facts about Africa. Scientists have found that they use 22 different sounds to communicate with their own kind. About a third of the time they are awake, gorillas look for food and feed. In case of danger, females usually stay in the den and protect their cubs, while males go out to meet the potential threat. Defending their pack, they always stand to the death and do not retreat. Gorillas live up to 50 to 55 years and sometimes even more. They are very intelligent, but not always willing to learn. Only female gorillas sometimes fight with each other, and not very often. And males fight only when a member of the pack decides to challenge the alpha male for leadership. But such fights do not lead to death or serious injuries. The DNA of these primates is 95 to 97% similar to that of humans. Unlike most other apes, gorillas lead a terrestrial lifestyle, climbing trees only occasionally. Mountain gorillas have survived only in the national parks of some African countries. They are on the verge of extinction, with only about 600 of them left. Of all the monkeys, gorillas are the strongest. Interesting facts about monkeys. Any adult gorilla is 4 to 6 times stronger than a strong male. The height of the male of these animals can reach 2 meters in height, and this with a width of 1 meter shoulders. Gorillas perceive an eye-to-eye look as a challenge and attack. But they do not finish off their defeated opponents, they only bite them and drive them away in shame. Of all monkeys, only gorillas and chimpanzees rely on clenched fists instead of palms when walking. The most numerous gorillas are plains gorillas. There are about 100,000 of them in the world. Gorillas lead a daytime lifestyle, preferring to sleep at night. They never put up sentries, but their sleep is so sensitive that they may not fear a surprise attack. An adult male gorilla can weigh up to 150 to 180 kilograms. Despite the fact that they can swim, gorillas hate this activity. And in general, they do not like the water, and try not even to get under the rain, taking shelter from it under the trees. These primates become sexually mature at the age of 11 to 12 years, give or take. Mountain gorillas have survived only in the Virunga Mountains, which stand on the borders of Rwanda, DR Congo, and Uganda. Interesting facts about Rwanda. Large predators rarely risk messing with gorillas, because the male of this ape is quite capable of defeating even, for example, a lion. Gorillas compensate for the lack of salts in the body by eating clay. Not all of it, of course, but a certain amount. There are usually up to 25 to 30 gorillas in a pack, including cubs. Pregnancy in these primates lasts only a couple of weeks, less than in humans. Mountain gorillas cannot live in captivity. Once captive, they starve and prefer to starve to death in a zoo. For the first few years of their lives, gorilla cubs are as defenseless as human babies. If they wish, gorillas can walk on 2 legs like humans, but more often they still rely on their arms as well. Hunting gorillas is officially banned in all countries, but in practice some African tribes still hunt them. Like humans, gorillas have fingerprints, and they are also unique. These primates can master human sign language and use it to communicate with humans. A famous scientist gorilla named Koko knew about 1,000 gestures, could joke with people, understood humor, and could communicate on both concrete topics and quite abstract ones.